Okay, so I got a great email from a dude talking about the 6106 with the Mac V SOG dial. Let me go to the page that shows it. This is a catalog, by the way. Seiko, the Automation Age Watch. This is the golden age of Seiko. This is just the heart of the golden age of Seiko. Look, misaligned bezel. But it's a rotating ring, but somebody moved it clearly. There was some dude a while ago who was able to make this in real life. One of the guys who was well established when I first came on the scene, and I still feel like the new guy. But he was able to do this in all like condition. It was amazing. Okay, we are going to go to page 7. And at the end, after talking about the thing that I'm supposed to be talking about, I'm going to go back up to the top and I'm going to just look through things. There it is. We have a model number. It's clearly the civilian model because it is in a civilian catalog. It doesn't mean that it wasn't used, but this is the only one that I've seen in a catalog. It's a 6106 with the same date. It's going to have dual language. This one specifically says it's English-Spanish. I wish I could see the case back. That would be cool. But there it is. Seiko was known, or has been known, and we found out a number of things about they'll make a short-lived model if they have parts left over from something else. They've done it more than once. The 6139 6005 is an example of that. They just sort of slapped together some stuff they had left over and they ran them for 3 months and then they sold them in Mexico, according to what we can divine. So maybe that's what this is. The only thing that holds me back from that is I did get an email years ago from a guy who owned one of these, and he got it from his dad, and his dad got it in his service in Vietnam. But I can't find the email. I saw pictures of the watch. I don't know what happened to the email. It's extremely frustrating. I'll have to do another deep dive and see what I can come up with, because that would be helpful. But for now, it's looking kind of civilian-y. But, you know, Seiko's done that before. Let's go up to the top. I've owned every one of these. I still think I have one of these. I don't have the right bracelet for it. I have one of these that needs to be restored. I've definitely owned that one. I've owned this a few times. I have like 3 of these right now. Plus the other dial colors too. It's crazy how many of those I have. 14 karat gold. 14 karat gold, 145. Gold filled, 95. You could get 14 karat gold for just another $50. Sheesh. Boy, where's my wallet? I'd buy that thing. Are you kidding me? $25J. I've had a few of those. I love these. They're such great watches. I've got a nice one of these now, and to be restored. I've got pretty decent complete one of that. These are great. These Bellmatics with this, you know, this fish scale snakeskin bracelet. It's a Stellux bracelet. They're exquisitely engineered, and they're folded link, but they're beautifully made, and they're very comfortable to wear. and this is one of my absolute favorite Bellmatics. I have one of these. I don't have a bracelet for it, I don't think. I keep thinking one of these years I'm going to restore it for myself, and I never do. There's a couple things in here that confuse me. Now, this might be another situation where we're seeing the use of a non-standard hand. You might remember there were some catalog shots in a JDM that had them with a single color stick hand with no center boss. But they were straight, if I remember correctly. I don't remember about the tail. Normally, the sweep hands for these don't have this tail. So this also, note that the boss looks black. I don't know if that's because it's a reflection or because it's black. I don't know. Another thing that's funky about this, we don't really have great resolution. I really don't know what I'm looking at here, because this to me looks like it has this style dial loom. So what I mean is that it's not the typical 6139 6000X marker that has a strip of chrome right here. There's a vertical piece that stands proud with a chrome bit right there, and then the loom sits on front of it. These, the 6139 601X, the Bruce Lees, if you want to call them that, it's just a square rectangular plot of solid loom. And that's what this looks like here. I don't know if it's an artifact of the picture. That's really weird. Also note that the dial is black and the rotating ring has a blue cast to it. That's funky. That's funky. I don't know if it's funky fresh, but that's funky. Man, remember when I first got in the hobby, boy, these rally divers were so hot. I have one of these. I don't have one of those bracelets. Wish I did. Maybe I'd wear the watch more if it was on the right bracelet. Oh, these mid-size. These are such great watches. They just look beautiful. And like this on a snakeskin, fish scale, or whatever you want to call it, they just look fantastic. This model in the gold dial is a real stunner. And they come in at 38 millimeter, but they wear nice and large because the crystal is big side to side. So they wear larger, but they're smooth. They don't catch on anything. And these bracelets are well made. These bracelets, on the other hand, are not. And these bracelets tend to fall to pieces. They don't do too well. They're kind of rattly. Which is a shame, because this is such a cool watch. I'm not sure. The only choice I've never been sure with this watch is why they went with an orange hand on an orange dial. Nobody asked me, but if it were me, I would have put in black. Well, not silver. That's not a Seiko thing to do on something like this, but black. This is cool. My very first Seiko I ever owned was one of these. I could build one. I have one in pieces. I have pieces of one. What's got going on here? DXs. I have two of those on that bracelet. Weirdly, I have one of these dials. In buying stuff from old watchsmiths, you get all these parts and pieces. A lot of times you get this stuff and you have no idea what it goes to. But I have one of those dials. I always wondered what it went to. Yeah, it's a green eye. It's pretty cool. There that is again. That's cool. I don't think I've ever seen one of those with that handset. I have versions of that one. Yeah, like that. So that's that bracelet. Same bracelet as that 38 millimeter diver up there. That's kind of cool. What's that all about? That's a 7,000 movement. It's the no date version. AP001, 98.2 water tested strap. That's pretty cool. Ooh, I have one of these in stainless, not gold. These are, it is a beautiful, beautiful movement. So look at that. Alligator. They came on alligator. Yeah, I've got one that's like really, really super nice. This is a 6200 movement, by the way. They run at 18,000 VPH, but they're cool. Ladies' watches, not something I'm necessarily checking out right now. I had one of those. Do I still have one of those? I might. Just nobody collects them. It's just the way that it is. Okay, that is the end of looking at this cool little catalog. I'll do another dive through my email. I'll see if I can come up with the guy's contact information. Well, I don't know. I'll say this is pretty kind of interesting. But it'd be entirely within Seiko's purview or way of being to use up extra parts and get them to ship out some watch parts. It's interesting. Okay, thank you so very much.